Good morning. It's Thursday morning, and we're here at the bridge to focus on the future. And this morning, what that means is to talk about the spiritual gifts. You know, there are two kinds of ministry, only two kinds of ministry in a church. There is guilt-ridden ministry, and there is gift-driven ministry. Guilt-ridden ministry is when someone comes up to you and says, "Can you do this?" in a church. And because you feel guilty saying no, you say yes. And you're kind of miserable. You're a square peg in a round hole. You really don't want to do it. You're not really able to do it, but you do it anyway, and you feel guilty and you're miserable, and that's not good for anybody. That's guilt-ridden ministry. And then there is gift-driven ministry. And this is where God gives you an ability, and you recognize it and you use it. You go to town and you prayerfully seek out a place in the church to serve and to use your gifts, and you do it, and everyone benefits from it. That's gift-driven ministry. When we talk about spiritual gifts, maybe this is the first time you've heard those words. Probably not, but maybe. But you've certainly heard about spiritual fruit. Jesus speaks about spiritual fruit. He says to his disciples in John chapter 14, "Abide in me," or chapter 15, "Abide in me, because apart from me you can do nothing." You can't bear fruit, and every one of us should bear fruit. So let's distinguish between spiritual fruit and spiritual gifts. Spiritual fruit are universal. Spiritual fruit can hang on any tree, any healthy Christian who is walking and is controlled by the Holy Spirit will bear fruit, will grow. You read about the spiritual fruits in the book of Galatians. The fruit of the Spirit are these: love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, gentleness, self-control. Those are all good things, all good fruit that any Christian can bear. Spiritual fruit are universal. However, spiritual gifts are individual and personal. God looks at you and he handpicks a gift or many gifts to give you to serve the church. That's the difference between spiritual fruit, spiritual gifts. Spiritual gift is nothing other than a supernatural ability to do God's work in a church. We all have talents. We all have things we're interested in, we're good at. But spiritual gifts take this to another whole level. They're supernatural abilities that God gives you to do His work in the church. Pretty special. Now, where are these gifts and what are they? Well, they're found in three places in the New Testament. You can check them out. 1 Corinthians chapter 12, Romans chapter 12, and 1 Peter 4. I've included a passage from Romans chapter 12 to give you an idea. Some of the gifts are mentioned there, things like leading and teaching and serving and showing mercy and contributing. So check those out. And then I have two important secrets to share with you about spiritual gifts. Number one, the best person to identify your spiritual gift is not you. It's the people around you. And part of that is because of our natural humility. We don't like to go around saying, "Oh, I'm the most generous person ever," or I'm the best teacher ever. We just don't do that, and we shouldn't. But the people around us look at us and they know us. And they say, "You know, you're a really good teacher," or "You are a very generous person," or "You are such a great encourager." That's one of the secrets, is that the best person to identify your gift is not you. It's the people around you. The other secret is the spiritual gifts, unlike most gifts that are given to you, are not for you. They're not for you at all. Therefore, everybody else, therefore us in the church. In Romans chapter 12, Paul says that they are for the common good. And so God has given you special supernatural abilities, spiritual gifts, not for your own benefit, not to hide away, but for us. And I'll end this with two questions for you. Now that you know what they are, now that maybe you've identified them in yourself, you've go around and ask people around you, Christian friends, what's my gift? Once you find them, here are two questions. What are they? Do you know what your spiritual gift is? Most of us have more than one. What are they? And the second question, the most important question of all, are you using them? So I challenge you this morning to spend a little time this week exploring your spiritual gifts, asking a trusted Christian friend, what do you think my gift is? And then praying that God would show you how to use them. So that's our future focus this morning as we look through some of the results of our church survey. And spiritual gifts are so important because we want our ministry not to be guilt-ridden. We don't want you to be doing things in the church because you were asked to do something, or you feel guilty not doing something. We want a ministry that is gift-driven. So, God bless your Thursday.